Just push live feed. Hold on. We'll do it like this. Hold on. We're going to do it right here. Now watch. Let me see this. We're going to go live. Oh. Hey everybody, Jeff and Gracie here. We are playing today, if I can get everything right there. And actually, we are reading chapter 6 of Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. Okay. And what? Oops. There we are. So we're reading chapter 6 of the Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. What? It's going, it's recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. And this one here says live. Okay. I'm hoping people can see us on it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is this one called is Invitation to the White House. Do we have everybody up and going here? Here, Gracie, hold on to that. You want to read a little bit there? While I get this all set up for you. She wants to use out, she's trying out her new...
The President of the United States... Hold on.
It's alright, you're doing good. Keep going, sweetie.
The President of the United States will now address you. Will now...
Here, look right in the camera. Okay, go on.
Will now address you.
Will now address you.
Address you. And now...
She would give people a quick catch-up, though, of what's going on so far.
Okay,
Let's catch everybody up.
Okay, let's catch everybody up.
Do you remember
So they're in the Great Glass Elevator, and remember they were Willy Wonka. They had a certain amount of time to say something before they got iced. Well, they had to say something, otherwise they would get iced, and they didn't get iced. Willy Wonka was speaking in this weird voice, and then
they pretended like they were from Mars.
And
then the general of the army wanted to blow him up.
So he got fired.
So he ended up getting fired. And what else?
Oh, you found that.
Yeah. So, all right, you want me to read it or you want to read?
You read it.
Okay. So far, they're in the Space Hotel before anybody else. Okay? Now, everybody remember, this is Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which is part 2 of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original. There's an actual series on this.
The first one in the
Yep. And the United States built this big space hotel. Okay, now you got to look back in the 1960s when this book was created, so it's even funnier. And so far, when the glass elevator broke out to the chocolate factory, okay, then on board was both sets of Grandma and Grandpa's, and they were in the bed. So right now they're thinking that bed that Grandma and Grandpa are in is a great big bomb. So because everybody on Earth was watching this on TV but only could hear it through the speakers, they think that the bed's a giant bomb. And so Willy Wonka, since they couldn't see him, pretended like he was using some foreign language, but it sounded like Martian. So they think that it's from these people are from Venus and from Mars. Okay? So we are on chapter 6 and
scooch over a little.
Okay.
You can't see.
No, you're fine. Okay, here we go. Chapter 6. The President of the United States will now address you, announced a loudspeaker voice in the lobby of the Space Hotel. Grandma Georgina's head peeped cautiously out from under the sheets. Grandma Josephine took her fingers. Now remember, the grandparents will not get out of bed. Even though they're up in space, they just got out of the glass elevator and now are in the Space Hotel. They're still refusing to get out of bed. Out of her ears, and Grandpa George lifted his face from the pillow. "You mean he's actually going to speak to us?" whispered Charlie. "Shh," said Mr. Wonka. "Listen." "Dear friends," said the well-known presidential voice over the loudspeaker. Dear friends. Welcome to the Space Hotel, USA. Greetings to the brave astronauts from Mars and Venus." "Mars and Venus," whispered Charlie. "You mean there we're from? Thinks where we're from?" "Shh, shh, shh," said Mr. Wonka. He doubled up with silent laughter, shaking all over, hopping from one foot to the other. "You have come a long way," the president continued, "so why don't you come just a tiny bit farther and pay us a visit down here on our humble little Earth? I invite all 8 of you to stay with me here in Washington as my honored guest. you could land that wonderful glass space machine of yours on the lawn in back of the White House. We shall have the red carpet out and ready. I do hope you know enough of our language to understand me. I shall wait most anxiously for your reply." There was a click, and the president went off the air. "What a fantastic thing," whispered Grandpa Joe. "The White House, Charlie. We're invited to the White House as honored guests." Charlie caught hold of Grandpa Joe's hand, and the two of them started dancing around and around the lobby of the hotel. Mr. Wonka, still shaking with laughter, went and sat down on the bed and signaled everyone to gather around, close so they could whisper without being heard by the hidden microphones. "They're scared to death," he whispered. "They won't bother us any more now. So let's have that feast we were talking about, and afterward we can explore the hotel." "Aren't we going to the White House?" whispered Grandma Josephine. "I want to go to the White House and stay with the president." "My dear old Dottie Dumpling," said Mr. Wonka, "you look as much like a man from Mars as a bedbug. They'd know at once that they'd been fooled. We'd be arrested before we could say, 'How'd you do?'" Mr. Wonka was right. There could be no question of accepting the president's invitation, and they all knew it. "But we've got to say something to him," Charlie whispered. "He must be sitting down there in the White House thinking very minute, waiting for an answer." "Make an excuse," said Mr. Bucket. "Tell him we're otherwise engaged," said Mrs. Bucket. "Ask him for a rain check," said Grandpa Joe. "You're right," whispered Mr. Wonka. "It is rude to ignore an invitation." He stood up and walked a few paces from the group. For a moment or two he remained quite still, gathering his thoughts. Then once again Charlie saw those tiny twinkling, smiling wrinkles around the corner of the eyes, and when he began to speak, his voice this time was like the voice of a giant, deep, devilish, very loud and very slow. "In the quelchy quaggly sagamire, in the mashy middleos hashland, at the witchy hour of gloomness, all the grobs come oozing home. You can hear them softly slimming, glizzling, hissling orange schlutter. All those oily, boily bodies oozing onward in the gloom. So start to run, oh skid and daddle, through the slubber, slush and slossel. Skip, jump, hop, and try to skaggle. All the grobs are on the roam." Just in case you're wondering, that's exactly what it says.
Hey, show him Willy Wonka.
Oh, Willy Wonka. He's pretending to be a Martian. Okay. "In his study 240 miles below the president turned white as a White House jumping jackrabbit, he cried, 'I think they're after us!' 'Oh, please let me blow them up,' said the ex-chief of the army. "Silence," said Mrs. Tibbs. "Go stand in the corner." In the lobby of the Space Hotel, Mr. Wonka had merely paused in order to think up another verse, and he was just about to start off again when a frightful, piercing screaming stopped him cold. The screamer was Grandma Josephine. She was sitting up in bed and pointing with a shaking finger at the elevator at the far end of the lobby. She screamed a second time, still pointing, and all eyes turned toward the elevator. The door of the one of the left was sliding slowly open, and the watchers could clearly see that there was something thick, something brown, something not exactly brown, but green as brown, something with slimy skin and large eyes squatting inside the elevator. Oh. Now it's time for Chapter 7. Should we do Chapter 7 now, or should we wait?
I think we should wait.
What is coming out of the elevator? Chapter 7 is named Something Nasty in the Elevators. Plural, not singular. Elevators mean there's more than one. So, we have to wait. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I think we should wait because there's something spooky.
There's spooky coming out of the elevator. Okay, we can wait. Is that okay with everybody? So I'll always put up here what chapters we're on. That way you can go back and look at it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day. Think you guys are all awesome. It is Labor Day. Look at it. I haven't even done my hair yet. My hair, I need a haircut.
You already got a haircut.
Grace, you want to shave my head?
Yeah!
Okay. If I can get at least 6 people to say she can shave my head, I'll let her shave my head. But if not, she doesn't get to shave my head. So let's see. I'll give you 10 seconds. Everybody say if she wants me to shave my head, she gets to shave my head. So I'm going to count on 10. I have to have at least 6 people say yes, she gets to shave my head, or she doesn't get to shave my head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha ha! I win. Alright, chapter 7 another time. We'll read chapter 7 tomorrow. Or read it later on today. But right now, we're going to go have some fun and go outside and play. Everybody have a great day.
Oh, those cars are still on!
Yes, but they're not live.
I don't care. After screen.
You want to be careful because I'm going to put those on YouTube. Okay.